might think you know the spot, that's all fine and good, but take a GPS read anyway. Take a picture of it before you cover it in plaster. Take a picture of the print. If you can, use something for scale. After you take it, sort of, it's naked and natural and you've taken the picture, now use something for scale so that you have comparison. Take measurements. Always, that's the other thing, carry in your backpack. Take measuring tape with you. If you want to measure distances, if you're lucky enough that you do find a set of prints, then you want to be able to measure between the prints. You want to be able to measure the prints themselves, the width, not just the length, all of that stuff. So I guess when in the moment it can get really sort of exciting when you find something that you think, wow, this is a really large, unusual print. It's not a bear print. Thank you, Rose.
Yep.
So kind of like after you jump up and down and go, yes, yes, woo, look, this is awesome. Kind of go through the steps of before you do anything to it, you know, take a photograph, measure it. If there's a second one, measure that distance. Then take a little, all it needs to be is really like a little plastic container. If you don't have that, use a Ziploc bag. You just take a little bit of soil or whatever it is that's in and around it. Carry gloves with you so that you can take that when you pick it up and put it in the little baggie. Try not to touch it at all, even though you're not going to get any DNA off the print. You don't want to leave a weird impression that might be read into it, say on the bottom, something like that. And then take a picture of the site, not just close up of the print, take a wide. Because it's amazing how many times you're not seeing everything around you and then you take a photograph and you might notice something in the photograph that's of interest that you sort of missed in the moment. If it's dark and you or there's reasons you absolutely cannot do this at night, obviously make sure to flag the area, take that GPS read, which you would hopefully already done anyway, and then try to come back as early as possible because animals come through, weather comes through, people might come through, lots of reasons why the site could get damaged. If you're dealing with an area with a lot of bears, I mean, really learn your tracks, and that I find like is the most fun thing is when you can just so easily identify different tracks, be aware of bear's double step, right? Really don't just get excited. I mean, you can get excited about the big print, but then do due diligence, right? Check to see if that is a double step as opposed to a really large print. And footprints, I think, are super cool because they tell a story. So I talked about, were all of you at my talk earlier?
Yes.
Okay, good, I don't have to pick anybody up, this is great. We talked a lot about gorillas, right? So when the Western lowland gorillas had not been habituated, we would follow a lot of different things. One is branch breaks, right? Kind of like CSI investigators who were looking for broken branches, what direction are those branches broken in, and we would just start following like what looked like big movement, a big animal, very same way. We would look for things that may look like something had chewed on it, or bitten, or like tossed away fruit. Something that showed, again, evidence of life, evidence of animals, the bite marks, you can collect those. All sorts of things you can do with stuff you pick up that looks like something big has been through there and eaten it. And then of course, nests were a big one. Gorillas will make a nest every single night. They never sleep in the same nest twice. So if we found nests, we knew, and also they tend to try to mask them or make them unusable to other animals, basically by, peeing and defecating in them, right? So you kind of have to be careful when you analyze it. There's a tendency as gorilla research, you want to kind of lay in them because they're super padded like a mattress. They feel like a mattress, they're springy. But then you remember, oh yeah, they probably pooped in it, which is probably the case. I still do it. Then the other bit is footprints. And footprints for all animals are cool because it can give you so much information information, like, is it bipedal? Is it on all fours? Is it big? Is it small? Did it travel with another one? Did it travel as a family? And then you can tell, of course, size scale. Was it a male? Was it a female? Was it traveling with youngsters? I mean, it can just tell you almost like an entire story just based on print. So I think people are very quick to dismiss, like, oh, print, who cares? But actually so many of the more rare, elusive animals, like, it's only the prints that you observe in the wild. And you can get a lot of information just from those prints. And that's going back to where we started, why the practice before you go out there is so important. Because if you've already mastered how to do this and your print is like gonna dry out that beautifully, you don't have to worry about that out in the field, and you're not risking possibly damaging something that you can't recreate anymore. You have to wait, I don't know how many years. You had sightings a year, and then
A long time.
a couple of years, and then not again. So you don't wanna miss the opportunity when you have something like that by just kind of messing it up, right? So practice is the best way to do that.